Alright, it's the first nice day we've had in a while, and that means it's time to get some work done on the cars. A couple of us are working today. My project in question is the S15, and specifically test fitting this rear bumper that I've had lying around in wait. So this is an old Nismo piece that I was able to pick up last summer from Peter at Speed Academy. If you watch their channel, you would have seen him test fit this on their own S15, and then he mentioned that he was probably going to look for some OEM spats instead. As soon as I saw the video and saw him mention that, I was on my phone to get in touch with him and see if he was willing to sell the bumper, which he was. And so, with the help of some good friends, we were able to get it shipped across the country from Ontario over here to Alberta. And now I get to throw it on the car. So, as mentioned, I have been working ahead here. You'll see I've already got the edges all masked up and prepped, so when this comes loose, I don't run the risk of scratching any paint. I have the various bolts and brackets undone around most of the bumper now. I just have these 4 little clips left, and that should be all that is holding this on now. So the bumper will slide off, be set aside carefully on the blanket that the Nismo bumper was shipped in, and then I can throw the Nismo piece on and see what it looks like. So let's get to it. And just like that, the bumper is now on the car. So I was expecting the fitment to be pretty good. I had seen it on Peter's S15 and actually the one before his car that ran it, and it looked great in the photos and video, but you never know until you see it in person, and it's good. So there is the crack here, which I knew about before I bought it. That is pretty minor, all things considered. That's going to be an easy fix. But everything is flush, all the gaps are tight and even, and this thing isn't even fully bolted on the car. I have 1 screw on either end just to keep the bumper from flapping around, and the 1 clip by the tail light that you saw me put in, and that's it. Everything is even, it looks good, and once this is painted body color, it's going to look fantastic. Alright, with the initial test fit out of the way, I want to now get the brackets test fit into the Nismo bumper to make sure they fit as well. You can see I have the passenger side in already. It's simple L bracket, but this is what allows the bumper to be secured to the car. It has the studs in it as well as the threaded insert for the bolt that comes from inside the trunk of the car. There's a couple of little clips. I have 1 in, 1 missing currently since this is just loosely in place, that actually hold the bracket to the bumper, and then all the provisions for the other hardware. And yeah, they just fit into place, secure with the 2 clips, and then the bumper can be bolted to the car. So let's get the driver's side in and make sure it fits as well. Now it's worth pointing out that this bumper was, of course, part of an entire Aero kit that Nismo offered for the Silvia. They actually made a couple of them. This being the earlier version, I believe. We'll call it Gen 1. The entire kit would have included a spoiler as well as skirts and a front bumper. I don't have any of those, obviously, and I do intend long-term to continue running the OEM Aero skirt and rear wing combo anyway. So the bumper is a little more squared off in design as compared to the Aero skirts, but I've seen people run this combo before and it never looks out of place. It also does sit a touch higher than the skirts, which is what you want. It doesn't make the back end look too heavy in comparison, and it'll just be a nice way to set this car apart a little bit from the other S15s, especially those in town, as these factory pods are not too uncommon to see on the cars. A lot of people go for them for good reason. They do look good. I've always liked them, but this is a chance to set the car apart a little bit and do something slightly different. So with that test fit now, the bumper can be set aside and wait for paint at some point this year, and I can carry on with other projects on this thing. So let me know what you think. I think it's a pretty good looking bumper, and I'm quite pleased to have it in the collection and getting ready to go in the car now. Something a little different, something unique, and another period part, which is something I always enjoy adding to the collection. Anyway, there it is, Nismo rear bumper test fit, and later this year we will see it in color and on the car for good.